Hey guys, this is the Galaxy Book Go. I want to thank Glenn Dazing on Discord for recommending this. And if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to throw them at the Discord server. We also have some deals that we post as well as giveaways every now and then, so be sure to check it out. It's going to be in the description below. I'm assuming on here is the model number, the actual specific one. I could be wrong though. It comes with Windows 11 pre-installed, has a Qualcomm 7C, I've never heard of that one before, a 14-inch Full HD anti-glare screen. The VRAM is shared? That's interesting. I wonder what GPU it has. It might be kind of an APU, but I'm just taking a wild guess there. DDR4X, 4 GB of RAM, 64 gigs of internal storage, and it's made in Vietnam. The only other thing that's mentioned is that you'll get all these apps free for 180 days. After that, you got to pay for it. So it kind of sucks ever since Microsoft did that. I really don't like that personally. Honestly, a poor excuse for a seal. Or you can't really tell that there was a seal here. I mean, I was kind of careful and I got lazy at the end, so you can see this part, but still, it's whatever. Today's sponsor is Lapel with their all-new 2022 portable monitor for travelers, workers, and students who need an extra screen on the go that's flexible to work either portrait or landscape. With a 15.6-inch 1080p HDR IPS screen, you'll get vibrant color reproductions, which is wonderful when watching videos and movies, not to mention a dual speaker system, and that's kind of rare to find in these. It doesn't stop there. With a 60Hz refresh rate, you can play through most games on this. Honestly, if you're working from home or on the go, a portable monitor is definitely something you should consider, and one where you don't miss out on all these features. In the box, I'm assuming there's the user manual in here. You've got the quick start guide, warranty, and then the USB cable. It's USB-C to USB-C. That's how this recharges. Here's the travel adapter. Uses USB-C. From a distance, this looks really premium. Like, just seeing the logo itself, and then being kind of, it almost feels like it's made of metal, but it's really just plastic all around when you hold it. And I don't mind that too much. Obviously, you get what you pay for, that's one thing. But the other thing is plastic isn't too heavy either. Although this does weigh a little bit, not too bad. On the bottom, there are 4 rubber tacks here, along with the 2 speakers on the side. You've got just 2 ports on the right side, and then the rest of it is on the left here. Not really much at all. It's like they're taking a page out of Apple, because this actually does resemble a MacBook in a way. Wow, this definitely resembles an old MacBook, if not a new one. Maybe like a mixture with a Chromebook because of the top here. But wow, I'm surprised they didn't get sued for this or anything. There is a trackpad down here. Just insane. There is some feedback on the keys. There's a camera on top, probably a microphone on the right side here, if not left. And the bezels are kind of thin on the sides, but a little bit thicker on top and bottom. Here's the camera. First off, it's a little hard to tell on video how good this camera actually is. And I'll get to the screen in a moment, but there is sunlight outside, so the window's reflecting on my face. So this is how it's going to look at best. Then at worst, here's what it looks like a little bit away from the window and everything. But it still seems like it's decent, so I'll give it that much. Okay, so it's viewable, but it's slowed down quite a bit, and it freezes up. I'm not sure why. It's not like there's anything running back here. The laptop can go all the way back like this, up to 180 degrees. Now the downside here is the screen itself. This is a TFT screen, meaning if your eye level is above the screen, it's going to look pretty bright, like so. Or if you try to change the angle too much, or if it's a little too high, higher than your eye line, then it's going to look too dark. So you have to have the right area to view it so that it's not going to look too flushed out or too dark. And that's kind of a deal breaker, in my opinion. The old RCA tablets and just old tablets in general used to have this screen, so I wasn't expecting to see this in 2022. Granted, this is a cheaper device, but still, nonetheless, they should have had an IPS screen at least. Another disappointing factor is the storage space. Just look at that. There's only 23 gigs, and that's not much at all. Not much of anything. Granted, at least there is a micro SD card slot to install something if you want some extra space. Micro SD card tray that you can take out. The one redeeming quality is the speakers are actually decent. Granted, they are on the bottom, but you can still hear it pretty well. and this is a 1080p screen, so you can still watch videos at full HD 1080p, no problem whatsoever. But again, that TFT screen, that can be kind of a deal breaker depending on the angle or your eye level if you're going to have it at that. And you can kind of adjust the screen as needed, so there is that to combat it. And I haven't ran any tests so far or anything like that, but I gotta say, this is pretty smooth so far, everything that I've done. Really no major problems besides that camera or the webcam, and this is really responsive, this touchpad right here. Canva, my guess, is probably going to be the best web application that you can use on here without having any major problems or lag, because you are pretty limited on what you can do on here with having less than 4 GB of RAM. Then the keyboard is really responsive. I haven't really had any problems whatsoever or any delays. First game here is Roblox, and this game mode seems much smoother than this other game mode that I played for a little bit, which was like Cops and Robbers, and that was more intensive, so that lagged a lot more. This is surprisingly, I guess, kind of playable. I mean, I'm not doing anything crazy here. Oh yeah, and in case if you're wondering, no, this is not a touchscreen at all whatsoever. It's just a 14-inch 1920 by 1080 display. Yeah, very interesting, because it was lagging before, even with the graphics turned all the way down. So I guess you can say this is playable for certain things. Here's another game mode. It seems to be lagging a little more, so you can kind of tell for yourself. I don't even know how to attack someone in here, but it is what it is. Was that a grenade? Kind of looks like a Roblox version of a Dark Souls room. I don't know how this game is played, really. But, I mean, I guess you can kind of say this is playable, just barely. Finally, I wanted to check out a Steam game. Nothing too crazy here. This is Dark Souls 1 Remastered. And it's just way too slow. It's not really playable at all. That's really disappointing. Yeah, look at that. Way too slow. I'm a little disappointed with gaming here. You really can't do too much. Maybe just light gaming and web browsing, and that's kind of it. Maybe 1 or 2 web applications like Canva. Nothing intense. But one thing this does have that's really good, I'd say, besides it being portable, is battery life. Now, I've had the battery on since like 10:30, and it says 7:37 here, and I still have 59% battery left. Granted, I didn't have the screen on for the whole time. I think I've had it on for maybe a couple of hours, no more than 4, I want to say. So yeah, the battery life is pretty good on here. The only other one that I can think of that has good battery life, if you want something just really simple like this for web browsing, Word documents, etc., is our Chromebooks. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't go for a Chromebook, which is cheaper than this, unless if you really want to be in that Windows 11 ecosystem for Microsoft. The only other laptop that I can recommend at the time of this video that I'll be checking out is the Gateway laptop. It's a little bit cheaper than this right now for Black Friday, and I'll have a link down below as to where you can check it. Feel free to subscribe and stay tuned for that video, because that's going to come out soon. Anyways guys, I hope this video was helpful, and thanks for watching.